did it.
I waited long enough. Beans, I messed it up. Hang on.
No.
I'm going to get the dice roller up and running. Hi, everybody. Welcome. It is, what day is it? It is
Wednesday?
It is Wednesday, and it is time to play some Dungeons and Dragons. We are so excited that you... We are so stoked and excited to have you joining us here tonight. We've got a few announcements before we get started. As always, we have a Discord. You can come hang out there. We also have a merch store. I'm finding that D&D Beyond overlay is still not working correctly, but at least it's not working for like a ton of people. The D&D Beyond message boards are aflutter. So as soon as I find a viable solution, I will get that up and running again. But if it doesn't work, I will respond with a resounding no. I don't know. I'm just pretty. Upcoming schedule for this week. Today is Wednesday. We don't have anything going on here on the channel until Sunday, where we continue on with Strahd Sucks. To tune in for Strahd Sucks Shenanigan Sundays. It's going to be a hoot and a half. We are at the Death House, and there's a little dungeon at the bottom of the Death House that we get to play with. And I don't do anything basic here. We go extra, like an extra shot of espresso. So we are incorporating Dungeons and Dragons and Dread. On each of the tables will be placed a Jenga tower, and the heroes can draw from it for bonuses to rolls and magic items and hints to puzzles. But if they knock the tower over, they die. Just a little bit. It's just a little die. They die. So tune in for that. It's gonna be a fun time for me, and that's the most important thing. That's the real Christmas spirit. So tune in for that on Sunday. On Tuesday, I'm gonna post a recruitment. Somebody help remind me after the stream tonight to post a recruitment. We're gonna do a high fantasy game. This is a world that I've been playing around with, where all of the different magic and things of that sort have just returned, and people are not used to heroes wandering around with access to those sort of abilities. So tune into that if you're interested in playing a one-shot and getting outside a little bit of the normal campaigns that you may do. And then on Wednesday, of course, it's a return to the Unbroken Vale, New Orleans, with our crew of heroes and magic modern-day mayhem. So tune in for that. Not only do we do cool stuff on this channel, but we surround ourselves with people doing cool stuff as well. People like Magnoth. Magnoth, where can people check out the cool stuff that you're doing outside of Indigo Chameleon?
On Thursday nights at 7 o'clock, you can come see me over on Classy Evan Gamers playing a Wilds Beyond the Witchlight campaign.
I
forgot the name of for a minute.
That's okay. Hey, been there. So tune in for that. They have a pretty cool dynamic when it comes to nat 20s and doing shots, but having the DM do shots, and that it's
True.
Pretty interesting. So if you like your D&D a little,
Long story short, I'm just gonna get real drunk real quick,
and then he's gonna stream. It's gonna be great. So tune into that. Okay.
You don't have to worry about it now.
Got it. Okay. Also, Wolfgren, you're doing cool stuff. Bubba, tell us about the cool stuff you're doing.
I've actually had a slight hiatus for the last week or so. Real life has been kind of kicking my butt, but we're getting back on track. Monday through Friday, 7:30 in the morning, Mountain Time, over on Wolfgaren D&D. You can catch me swinging those sexy sabers up on the platform and having a lot of fun with that. You guys are welcome to join me anytime you want.
Every time you say it, it always surprises me. Yes, please tune in and check out Wolfgaren D&D doing the cool stuff that he does. Hi, Beth. I love you. Thank you for posting those hard hands. And I think that's it for upcoming stuff, unless anybody has anything else that they want to plug. Anything going on?
Just a question. Do you have any 101s coming up anytime soon?
I do have a
Got one.
D&D 101 coming up sometime soon. We're going to do a high fantasy this coming Tuesday, and then the following Tuesday I will do a post for D&D 101. If anybody has friends that want to learn how to play the game of D&D and want to just kind of like get their feet wet, I have a really fun couple of adventures that I kind of rotate between, and it's a really safe, fun environment with cool people. Looking at you, Beth. So yes, they raise their hand that if they want to play, they are welcome to. But you can tell your friends and tell everybody in your life that it's just like, well, tell me about the Mercer game, and you can explain to them what that game what it is, and especially with the new Vox Machina show on Amazon, it's a really good time. So I think that's it for announcements. I think that's it for upcoming stuff. I'm enamored with Meowdo's microphone. When last we left, the system is dancing robots. When last we left. When last we left our heroes, we found ourselves in the new Underdark located underneath the city of New Orleans. This realm is the realm of the Unbroken Veil. It's modern day D&D, where there are certain groups of individuals that know that the world has magic and monsters in it, such as this group of particular heroes. Currently, they are on a mission given to them by Noah's father. Noah's father has entrusted them to escort a prisoner from the factions that Noah's father works with to bring Father Patrick to the last known whereabouts of where Father Patrick stashed a cup that he stole over 7 years ago. The group is currently escorting him through the new Underdark, a city located beneath the city of New Orleans, home to many creatures that probably could not live among the surface. The group has found themselves in the presence of the Weavers, a group of hedge wizards and witches made up of mostly young folks that are living in what appears to be like a skate park tucked away in the back of the new Underdark. Father Patrick has just been informed that the cup that was entrusted to this group, they no longer have it in their possession, having traded it a while ago for safety, but they are aware of somebody who does, and that's Father Patrick's sister, whom he has not been in contact with for some time, Mary. So we are going to pick up exactly where we left off, with this exchange having just occurred. Noah, Zach, Martin, Exo, and Father Patrick, I imagine that you're inside the small... like or not the small, but the larger sort of main building, like the warehouse where many of the kids are and things of that sort. All of them sort of scattered to the winds, playing all sorts of like video games and skateboarding and things of that sort around the space. Yes, absolutely you are. Yeah.
So, Father Patrick, do you know where your sister's at? Because I think we need to go find her.
Oh, I actually haven't seen her for almost 15 years now.
Do you have her phone mobile number or anything?
No. We're not exactly technology-friendly people here. So, you know, me more so than her, but I don't.
She wouldn't have a phone.
Okay. Because it's like I don't know if you realize we need to find her.
No, I do realize that.
Okay.
I suspect Leah is going to be the one to be able to tell us where she's at.
Is this
Okay.
going to be a problem for you if we have to meet with her?
No, of course not. It'll be fine.
You said that way too fast.
Would you have... Oh, hold on. Ask me again. I'll get it right this time.
So she's not going to be like angry when we go see her?
See, that's a different question. I said ask me the same question again. And I didn't get it
That
right
was a
this time.
different question.
Right. I felt like I wasn't asking the right question the first time.
Oh, well, you know, next time you'll get them.
I'll keep trying.
That's all we can ask for you.
I'll learn better.
You're doing great.
So is she like going to be in the Underdark, or does she like places like this?
She's very familiar with dark places, yes.
Not really giving us a lot to go on here. Can I look her up, maybe? What's your last name?
Try her MySpace.
O'Callaghan? Sure.
Is it hers as well?
It should be. It would be a surprise to me if it was no longer her last name.
You never said that was your sister by blood. It could have been your sister in whatever
that's true.
thing that I was advised to stand very far away from.
That's true. It should be, but 15 years is a long time.
Zach,
I'll
have
give
you
it a
ever heard
shot.
of her?
I'll see what I can find, and
Alright.
I'll take a second.
Indigo,
and-
would Mary have used to like? Is she under the grid here? Like, would she have
Oh
used?
crap! I need to figure out how they would track her down. No, she's not off the grid. It's just that cell phone technology wouldn't work great around her, so she probably wouldn't carry a cell phone with her. But I'm trying to think how else people get found.
Okay.
An internet search would probably do, because she would probably have some sort of she wouldn't be opposed to having her name in a phone book. But
Right.
she's probably about 50 to 100 years behind. You know what I mean?
That's one of the,
like 50 to 100.
rotary
Like
ones.
she's like,
No,
oh,
no, she uses one of those crank
I
ones.
got my phone.
She got the
I got my name
operator.
in the phone book now. I'm with it.
Hello, operator. I'm looking for a Mary. Mary, see? Yeah, EXO, I will say this. This is going to take a little bit more digging than your normal person where you're like, got it, here's every social media account they've ever created and an Instagram. So give me an investigation check to signify you sort of using your internet kung fu abilities here to navigate the different venues that you have at your disposal.
That's a 15.
Okay.
There's also a good name that at the shop that she's at that her name would be listed.
Yeah.
Oh, if there's a business record, absolutely then.
There aren't a lot of business records here for the new Underdark. But if the shop was topside, like I would totally be down. It's like you've reached the voicemail box of Crazy Larry's Potions. Like there's just not a lot of like listings and stuff.
What kind of shop is it?
I will say this. You find a couple of reviews where people are like, well, there's no listing for them, but I'm going to still put them on blast on Yelp. But most people think this must be part of an ARG or something like that. The reviews are overwhelmingly positive. You find Mary's listing as just her name that Father Patrick gave you, but as a psychic. Giving help to those that are trying to reach out to loved ones, like my dad. Where's the combination of the safe? And Mary helped me get in touch with my uncle, and my pet Jojo is happy. They've crossed the Rainbow Bridge and things of that sort. Like Mary is doing very well for herself. Zach, you would know that if she is a psychic at this point, she's probably located on Answer Row. Answer Row is just a collection of psychics, but most of the time it's buyer beware. Like you're gonna get answers. They may not be the answers that are correct, but they'll be the answers that you want. And it's just a collection of fortune tellers and psychics and things of that sort here in the new Underdark.
Now, you
Yeah,
said
and
she
Zach
might
would
not have
pass
had
that
a-
info.
Sorry.
Yeah, go with what was that, EXO?
I was just going to you said that she might not have had a listing herself, but there are still people, because humans will be humans, who will put her on blast despite not having a listing.
People.
Are there any of those negative reviews, and if so, can I have them?
Yeah. Okay. You find 2 super negative reviews. Most of them are overwhelmingly positive. 2 are like 0 stars. And the overwhelmingly negative reviews that put Mary on blast, you attune that it's because they didn't get the answers that they wanted to get. It was like, I want to reach out to my mom, and apparently they were given the answer like, look, your mom hated you. I'm not gonna I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, she does not want to talk to you right now. Like, if she says get bent, like, you know what I mean? Like, and she was like, how dare she say this to me? Like, so interpret that how you will. The two super negative reviews are just two people that were like, my mother would never tell me this. We had never talked for 4 years previous to her death, but like, I know she was a very caring woman. Like, it just, or, you know, great Uncle Steve was a great guy, you know, and things of that sort. So,
I'll convey that to the group. That there's a listing, but that there are some reviews, but not necessarily a listing.
Noah's gonna sneak up to Father Pat. Not sneak. I mean, the way Noah sneaks. And
give me a stealth check.
He's
Said
gonna
to the
sidle up to,
Goliath paladin.
So is she like as glorious as you?
In her own way, you might say that. It is a
That's
radically different way, but perhaps in her own way.
So if I were to do like I did, I'd need to close my eyes first.
Sure.
Mary, the word he used was glorious.
Glorious.
In the previous episode, he used his divine sight to look at Father Patrick, and it went poorly. He was treated to a vision of a large figure bathed in light, and things of that sort.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's still burnt in my retinas. All I see is. That's all I see anymore.
Just little floating spots. It's great.
Yeah. So Noah's going to ponder what he's just learned as best he can. And so glorious, yes, not necessarily the same, but yeah, close my eyes. Gotcha.
All right. So, you said you found her? Question mark.
Found some reviews.
All right. Does that give us an idea?
Working as a psychic, apparently.
Zach was
said
saying
Answer Road.
Psychic Street or something.
Answer Road.
Is that in the Underdark or is that in the Upper Dark? Upper Light? Upper. I'm so confused now. How do you say that?
Upper Dark, bless you. No, it's here located in the new Underdark.
X was cursing the fact that she is shorter than Noah right now because she just wants to pat his forehead.
Bless his heart.
Do you need a shop name that she's in or anything like that?
I do.
Okay. I certainly didn't look up just on a random name generator, and like the Grim Pegasus just stood out and went, "Oh, I love it."
I'm
It's
sorry.
already got a logo.
The
The Grim Pegasus, isn't it great?
The Grim Pegasus. Yes, I immediately
I love
picture
it.
like a full-on like Pegasus wearing like it's not a face, it's a lifestyle, like strands of black hair, like kind of covering one eye, and yeah.
I love it.
All right. Cool.
So what time of? Oh, I can't tell. It's dark down here. Is it daylight or nighttime?
As you
Zach?
as you look around the area, Noah, you get a sense of this area being new and being a little dark, being underground. So it's hard to figure it out. As you look at your phone, though, you clock in that it's around like 6 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock.
Because I'm kind of hungry, guys, but we should probably, I don't know, move on, or what are the plans?
Is there food on the way to this answer row?
There's definitely food on the way.
All right then, let's just do that.
Don't look at that, Billy.
Okay.
I mean, do you want fancy or do you want quick?
You know, faster the better, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Suppose.
You're gonna want Speedy Tim's.
What do they have like? What do they serve there? They
The
have,
menu
sub
changes daily,
sandwiches?
but it's all very quick.
Tacos.
Tacos are normally Tuesdays, and so, but they have done Taco Thursdays, just throwing be a little crazy.
Do you want to leave us there?
Chef Holodeath. If it's slow enough to be stabbed with a fork, it can be food.
That's true.
Oh,
Everything is edible. Some things are only edible once. All right. So, where you want to take us there? Since
Yeah, we're gonna head to Speedy
Bless you.
Tim's.
Yeah, Zach.
bless you.
Zach leads the group as you are leaving this space. Father Patrick, you get a small tap on your shoulder from the crew that has been left here and things of that sort. As they sort of look over at you, Leah in particular, and says, "You're doing this. You're really going back after the cup again."
that's the plan.
Fine. Then at least take Atticus with you.
All right. It's fine.
As you agree, Atticus just whoop, like kind of pops up behind your back, being like, "What's up, big guy?" And kind of looks over at the party. And Leah pulls Atticus aside, and they seem to have a pretty intense conversation between the two of them. Atticus looks over at you, Father Patrick, during the conversation, and does this to signify little wings, and then takes the bat and just smashes it into his hand. And Leah says no, and Patrick, you watch as Atticus does like a little bat tap, and Leah's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And Atticus, Atticus nods his head and comes in and joins up with the party.
At the very last second before we leave, can I give my grandfather's business card to Leah and let her know that if they need help, he would be the one to ask it from?
Persuasion check, big guy.
It's legitimate. It's meant.
I understand that. You are an adult offering help to people that normally fear the adults. So like 19. Martin, Leah looks at you with this kind of odd look on their face. As they look over at you, you realize that this is not something that's readily done here. Someone just offering help without any sort of like hope of a promised favor or recompense found therein. And so they take the card and pocket it, and they just sort of nod over to you, and they say, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my grandfather has a special affinity for children.
Well, thank you. Tell him that that occasionally some of them will go topside, but I'll tell them to keep a lookout. Yeah, Martin, take a DM inspiration, buddy. You living up to the DM to the name of the fam. So yeah, heroes. You set out to Speedy Tim's. Making your way through the streets. It is not uncommon to see some of the different types of food and various vendors yelling out and promising all sorts of different food here in the area. The deeper that you get into the New Underdark, the further in that you get, you realize that this place is getting a little liberal when it comes to the actual space underneath the city of New Orleans. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you have to imagine that there's something to do with different pocket dimensions and things of that sort. Because you walk for a good solid 10 minutes to past food vendors, people selling wriggly like things from their carts that seem to be thrown onto the fire, still screaming, that may or may not have been creatures at some point, but are now unrecognizable. Different individuals selling food that is promised to have slipped through time slips. Food that has been discontinued. You see taco-flavored Doritos being touted at one particular booth. The booth itself seems to be composed of all sorts of different food that has been discontinued, including Four Loko, Taco Doritos, and Ecto Coolers that they seem to be selling to people that they promised a case has fallen through a time slip. And different individuals and booths. As you make your way through the food market area of the new Underdark, you are brought over to a place that is frantic is the only word that can be used to describe it. Individuals look to be lined up behind a line, and as one individual comes running out of the shop at full speed, another individual in a runner's sprint walks up to the white line and goes running into the space. As the door opens, you are flooded with smells of cooked food and deliciousness, and people trying to scream and yell over each other. As behind a counter, you see only one individual, an individual that seems to have 8 different arms on each side, that's preparing food behind this very large grill. And as people come running in, there's an element of time to this, as they are preparing the same sort of foods and specials over and over again. People run forward, throwing money at the individual behind the counter, and one of those 8 arms takes it, grabs it, and kind of puts it away. As individuals push past you, lining up on the white line in quick, efficient order. And as soon as one individual leaves the shop, they go running in to Speedy Tim's.
Can we tell what type of foods are being offered?
Today is Wednesday. You see a sign out front, and in a sense of humor, it is not Taco Tuesday. It is Wasabi Wednesday. Wasabi Wednesday is sushi, and it seems to be like different types of fish and things of that sort. You don't get a choice on what you do. You realize that this place is you throw money at Tim, Tim throws food at you, and you get out of his shop as quickly as possible. That this is a well-greased, messed up machine, not too unsimilar from some of the taco stands that you will find in Southern California and things of that sort, where you better know what you're ordering and move on to the next spot, as food is less handed to you with care and more thrown at you with force. And things of that sort. But individuals that are coming into the spot seem to be enjoying it and raving about the food.
Noah steps up to the line and looks for his opportunity.
Yeah. Noah, you line up. Give me a acrobatics check. As you line up on the line, and Noah goes in a full football stance at this moment to prepare himself to receive food. And
that's going to be an 18.
18. No. Blue 42. Blue 42. Noah, you are in this space, and as you come into the space, people are jostling, but you are a pro football player. You go running up to the counter, throw some food. Tim, with one of the 8 arms, catches the money, and as quickly as you've thrown money at them, two of Tim's hands are sort of chopping up this odd-looking fish that you swear looks like a mix between a puffer fish and a shark. It's unlike any fish you've ever seen before. Preparing the seaweed roll and the white rice, it's handed over to you. He sees how large you are and actually makes a double order and puts the order in the air in front of you. You catch it and then are pushed out in the course of 7.5 seconds, leading Speedy Tim's with some sushi at the ready.
I just need to know, is this really going to be enough to fill me up, or am I getting in line again?
I would say that the sushi itself, upon further inspection, carries a hefty sort of weight to it. You don't think it's going to be able to fill you. You're like, what is this, a sushi for babies? No. It has a bit of a weight to it. And individuals are impressed with you coming into the space and just sort of taking it. You get a few little recognizable nods from individuals that must watch football, even here in the new Underdark.
Yeah, I kind of run out with my sushi with high fives out for anybody that's interested.
Yeah, you get a few high fives.
Sushi's underneath the arm.
Yeah. Exo Zach Martin and Father Patrick, if you are following suit, I need acrobatics checks from you. No.
Exo's going to watch the crowd, mostly because it looks like it's operating something like a mosh pit, like the inner circle of a mosh pit, and that's
it does. It carries a bit of an ebb and a flow to it, you see one individual fall within the mosh pit, but they do not get back up. There is no help. They do not rise back up, and you're not sure what happens to them. And you start to suddenly notice that this place, the floor at least, must have a thorough cleaning at the end of the night, and things of that sort. So things here at the new Underdark are a little fast and loose when it comes to that sort of thing. But they are, there is an ebb and flow to the movements found therein.
Okay.
Seeing that it's sushi, Zach is all for it, so that's a 21 acrobatics.
Yeah, Zach, you go in, and as you go in, you see that Tim recognizes you, and with one hand takes a large butcher's knife and throws it into the crowd. The crowd used to this. The crowd parts, and you just kind of walk the line, catching the knife. Coming forward, he gives you the sushi, and you walk out. Give him a little nod, and he gives you a little thumbs up and a little like salute, as you were used to this before, and he gives you over the special. Cool.
Anyone else?
I imagine that Martin, being completely unfamiliar with the order style, is just like staring at the menu board trying to figure out what he wants to order.
Okay.
Not even the process, like
Martin,
getting that order to him.
Martin, I need
I
need a strength saving throw, please.
That is a 12.
Martin, as you go in and you start looking at the menu board, you're like, what do I want? What do I want? Soon the crowd swallows you up and promptly deposits you outside of the store before you have any sort of chance to really look at the menu board, unsure of what has happened. You kind of fall on your butt, doom, 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 and as you fall on your butt outside, somebody goes like running in to that entrance as you come running out of, falling, boom, out of the exit, hitting the ground.
Are there any other restaurants around? I
Exo's
feel
gonna
like
help
I'm
her
not
stand
quick
up.
enough for this.
Exo
I don't
will
even
help
know what's on
Martin
the
stand up.
board.
Yeah.
Yeah, perception checks for everybody looking for someplace else.
Uh, 22.
22. No, Exo's like no. The next place that you can find that has something edible that it seems a little bit more your speed. You find a food cart not too far away from here, but everybody's a little taken aback by the enigmatic owner of the food cart, who appears to be just a Muppet. And you see that the sign is advertising Muppanadas. And it's just a little empanada stand, but the Muppet does not. It seems to be floating seamlessly in the air without a hand up it, and you just see like a "Hey there, how's it going?"
I'll grab Exo because I don't want to go by myself.
Oh, you wanted some Muppanadas, yay! The Muppet Nadas are prepared for you and handed over to you, and the two very large, sort of wrapped in that tissue paper that you would find. I appreciate the help.
All right, yeah. I'm just weirded out because I've never seen a handless Muppet.
Yeah. Are you okay? You're looking at me kind of funny.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, perfect. Enjoy.
Thank you. We'll do.
Yeah. And he takes the money and deposits it in a little drawer associated with it, and you have 2 Muppanadas. Everybody takes a little bit of time to gather some food and explore the offerings that the new Underdark has in store for them as you traverse the streets, heading towards Answer Row, that has all the different sort of psychics and things of that sort, unless we have another stop that we're going to make on the way there, or we're looking for something else. All right.
You want one of these Muppanadas?
What's
I
the
got
equivalent of the black market and the Underdark? Is it the dark market?
Ah.
I just
light
went to
market.
attack. I don't know.
Do you ask this out loud, or are you just kind of
I
like,
would never.
okay?
I'd probably ask
Two rules.
As you look at this out, as you ask this out loud, before Zach is able to answer, Atticus kind of swoops forward and he goes, and sort of cuts Zach off, saddling up next to you. He throws an arm around your shoulder and begins to kind of
Still
like,
bloody.
yeah, still very bloody, and sort of spout poetic. He goes, yeah, see, the new Underdark, it doesn't really have a black market because everything here, we're not technically allowed to sell. But you can find anything that your heart desires here. There's rumors that they find stuff from alternate reality versions of Earth with these random time slips that seem to open up. There was a big war fairly recently with these chromatic mages, and ever since then, these random time slips open. You'll find individuals that are looking looking to sell anything and everything. Hell, there's a perfume shop not too far here that specializes in perfumes that are just the 7 deadly sins. And he goes, you want to taste a memory that you had when you were a little kid? There's another milkshake shop that can give you just that. He's like, whatever you need to find, you can find it here in the new Underdark. But as always, buyer beware. You never quite know what the price is going to be for what you think is going to make you happy.
I like your pretty words, baseball man, but you smell a lot like blood.
That is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. And they continue to walk. They continue to walk alongside you, just sort of pointing things out. A few individuals giving Atticus a bit of a wide berth. You find this answer row, this answer alley with you start to see the bright neon-colored signs advertising psychics, tarot readings, get your fortunes told, learn the secrets of the universe. You even have a few individuals that are outside of their shop trying to beckon you in. Individuals of different makes and species. You notice that there are quite a few Kalashtar that send out messages to you from telepathically, who do not speak to you, but you hear their calls and tries to pull you into their shop inside your heads. But different individuals sort of reaching out to the different aspects that you're looking for. You want to learn the future. You want to learn about your past lives. Do you want to talk to relatives that are no longer around? And more of these individuals sort of lining the streets, trying different gimmicks to pull people in. Someone give me an investigation check, since you're looking for a particular person here in Answer Row.
Yeah. Do we know we're looking for a grim unicorn at this point, or do we
11.
have we been able to
I
figure
would
that out yet?
say you're able to figure out. Yes, you are looking for the grim Pegasus, I believe is what it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
Grim Pegasus.
Father Patrick with an 11.
That was an 18.
An
I
18.
figure if there were any photos on the reviews that maybe identifying the colors.
There's
or-
one that might help. An 18 for that. Zach, Noah, Martin.
13.
What role are we doing again? I'm sorry.
Investigation.
19 for Zach.
19 for Zach.
And a 17 for.
Yeah, between my 17, 18, and 19, sort of scanning the area. It does not take long for you to find a shop that is not even on the main drag, but sort of tucked away into a back alley. If you hadn't seen the telltale sign of what looks to be a Pegasus, that someone has taken paint and sort of rudimentary made the Pegasus painted the Pegasus black. It looks shoddy and a little haphazard. However, the door on it is the most inviting one that you've seen. It's got the least amount of stains on it. You see this simple sort of oak door carved from head to toe in sigils. You see different runes and things of that sort just sort of carved all over this door. You're not sure why, but this is what you see before you.
With his newfound talent, Noah's going to do a divine sense at the door.
Noah, you open your third eye. You reach out to that part of you that can see things, and the door shuts it. It's never encountered before. You don't lose the opportunity to use that ability, but whatever sense you opened yourself up to be able to sense it, this door said, "Nah, we good, dog," and shut it down.
I somehow ended up with some forbidden knowledge that got me a little bit of a boon when it comes to reading writing.
Okay.
Oath of the Rune Keeper, or Eyes of the Rune Keeper.
Okay.
Read all writing. So it's. I'm wondering if this is like looked at as something that needs to be activated or not, because it doesn't necessarily say that it's passive.
With Pact of the Rune Keeper?
It's Eyes of the Rune Keeper. It's an Eldritch Invocation.
Okay. And it doesn't have any limit. It just says you can read all writing.
Read all writing.
Yeah, if there's
Literally
no...
all it says.
if there's no limitations set forth from it, then you are just able to read that as a pact with your
Okay.
yeah. A pact from your god, or from your patron. You start to read over this. It's written in Celestial. If anybody here speaks Celestial, you will immediately be able to read this. It is it's a no-caller list. But listed on top of this are the seraphim, the lower seraphim, the different tiers of angelic beings, but they're all listed by name. It's just a like, hey, if this is you, don't call me, don't bother me. Like, but they're all listed by name on the top half. The bottom half is also written in Celestial, but it lists the higher tier archdevils, archdemons, and things of that sort, sort of listed on a do not disturb, do not call list. Anybody that speaks Celestial would be able to read this. Martin.
Yeah, I read Celestial, but I'm not. I just completely glaze over it, and I'm just going in to open the door and go inside.
Yeah.
Well, as he starts stepping towards the door, Noah's going to grab him by the shoulder if he can and say, dude, this place just shut me down.
Well, then let's go inside.
You think it's wise just to walk in?
That's the only way to get in there.
Trust me, it's fine.
The door says don't come in if you're any of these people.
Yep.
Am I on the
Thankfully,
list?
We're not. Nope, we are none of those people. It's just fine.
It's okay, big guy. We're good.
Martin goes in, Zach goes in, Exo goes in, Noah goes in. Father Patrick, you are denied entrance as you step up to the front.
I was gonna wait for everybody else to go in and then just like,
Yep. As you step up to the door, to the threshold, there is a. All of you would hear this, the little shimmering of a magical ward in place as Father Patrick doesn't run into a brick wall, but there is this slight sort of push and pull of blue arcane light that prevents Father Patrick from entering into the place of business.
Was his name on the door?
Do you speak Celestial?
I can read all writing.
No.
I was gonna make a joke
Like
about
Father
your name
Patrick's
being
not
on
on
the
the
door.
door.
The name Father Patrick is not written on the door.
It's not him who's denied entry.
Fine. Take your ancient true name elsewhere. I don't speak whatever that is.
All right. Keep your secrets.
You guys, I think we lost Father Patrick. Does somebody need to go stand with him?
it's fine. Just tell her I'm here.
Mary!
What's your first name?
Father.
Father Mary. It's a family name. It's passed down. Hang on. T, look at your phone.
Okay.
Tell me if this makes sense.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
Yep. With you invoking the name Mary, Father Patrick, you watch as these individuals walk into the space and the door closes automatically, shutting you off from the rest of the party. Atticus, being given orders to stay close to you, does not go into the space, but instead leans up against the wall, looks over at you, and he's like, "Tough day."
Oh, just casual family reunion.
I
How's
mean,
yours?
Pretty good. I got to kill like 8 guys today. 9.
I did see that.
That was
very
great.
impressive.
That was great. That's great. Are you really a father?
I mean, it depends on how you look at it, but sure.
So if I wanted to like drunkenly marry someone and I thought like it was going well, you could do that?
Pretty sure I could, yeah.
Good to know. We cut.
Notary public.
We cut back to inside. This space is a simple sort of waiting room. There's a beaded curtain that leads to a comfortable space. The beaded curtain is pushed back to reveal Mary. Indigo Chameleon, tell us a little bit about Mary.
She's kind of average height, 5'5" a little pale. Doesn't really go out during the day much. She hasn't really aged much, has she? She probably looks in her 30s or so. Very kind of gaunt and thin. Yeah. She's human. Gives off kind of a magical energy, but yeah.
Red hair?
Oh, no. Actually, she's got dark hair. Dark hair? Yeah, dark hair.
So we're looking for Mary.
It's me.
Oh, hi, Mary. Yeah, listen, your brother's
Did you want to
outside.
talk to somebody?
Yes, we wanted to talk to Mary.
My brother hasn't
Yes.
been around in years.
I know he's outside right now. He couldn't come in. It was kind of funny. He was walking in, and he kind of like got face palmed or something. I don't know what happened. His feet kind of went out a little bit from underneath him, and he was still stuck out there.
Right.
But that's not why we're here. I mean, you might
Okay.
want to see him. I don't know if you want to see your brother or not, but we're here specifically because, well, I guess your brother's the reason we're here. Yeah. Okay. You might. I don't know. You want to talk to your brother?
Confusing. Do you know why you're here?
Well, yeah, but he's out talking with the guy named with he's like a calculator or something.
He means well.
Abacus, I think.
My brother is a calculator.
No, he's with the calculator.
No,
The
no,
guy's
With a
named after a
calculator?
calculator. He's named after a calculator.
no.
My
You're
brother's not
thinking
named after a
abacus.
calculator. That's not my brother.
No, your brother's with the guy that's named after the calculator.
I can't.
Oh my god.
So we're not. It's not for the reunion that we're here. It's for the chalice that we're here.
What
he
reunion?
means well, but it's Atticus, not Abacus.
Mamma mia.
Here I
we
go
go
again.
What's
But-
abacus?
That's an ancient.
Mary.
Maybe
I'm
I should
sorry.
just go outside.
Yes, your brother's at the door. He can't come in. Your wards have locked him out, but for some reason.
Well, that's because I put them there.
You didn't want your brother to come in?
It's a long story. I mean, he wasn't around anyway.
See, I don't have a brother, so I don't know how that works. I don't have a sister either. So, like, is there anything I can maybe help with on that? Because it kind of hurts my heart thinking that there might be something. Do you like
Specifically,
football?
my brother.
Do you like
No.
football? That's about all I can do for anybody is offer him tickets to my games, but
Thank
both
you.
could go and eat hot dogs and stuff.
I'm
drink
gonna go
beer.
outside.
Mary,
All right.
what is your emotional state right now?
It's probably not even her brother. He hasn't been around so long. So
I
this
kn-
is probably
Then I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
okay. All right.
She's trying to resist my charms, isn't she?
She's trying to resist.
That's a 7.
He's trying to resist her attacks.
A 7. Okay. With a 7 total, Mary, as your emotional state begins to fluctuate a little bit, my brother's out. There's an abacus. It's very confusing. You're trying to figure out. Your concentration slips.
Okay.
These particular individuals in this space are surrounded by those things, and as your concentration slips, you hear a "We will return the world back to the numbers that crawl upon its surface. Odin's son, we serve the Odin son. Seek the All-Father. We shall bring light to the world as it smashes vengeance. Vengeance!" These voices begin to swirl around the space and just sort of
Are
take
these
over.
voices that I'm used to hearing?
These are not the familiar crew. These seem to be
Okay.
carried in with the individuals in the space. A cacophony of sounds of returning the world back to its numbers. Odin's son. We will serve the All Father, and things of that sort. You hear a smaller voice talking about the champion, the champion of Avalon will rise again and bring light to the darkness. Smite it down, smash it down. Like these voices just turn into a cacophony.
Are these voices I would have heard before, or been the voices that I tried to block out in the first place?
These are
Or are
voices.
these new?
These are new voices. The closest one you've probably encountered is the one about Odin's son, then the All Father.
Okay.
That's the only one that rings of any sort of familiarity.
Okay. She's retreating. She's going backwards, and she's covering her ears.
It takes a few seconds. You start controlling your breathing, and pretty soon you are able to push them back and attain some sort of semblance of balance in this situation.
What did you bring in with you?
These guys?
Odin's son, champion of Avalon? Light to darkness? Who'd you bring in?
Champion of what?
Darkness?
No. Champion of what?
Avalon.
I think I should go outside.
You should too. She's going to walk towards the door because she might as well get an answer to who this person is that's posing this her brother.
Yep.
Or that they're saying this her brother.
You push back Martin and open the door. As you open the door, you see an individual sort of leaning up against the wall who's wearing a leather jacket, whose leather jacket and face are sort of covered in blood and things of that sort. That gives you a sort of boyish grin as you open the door, and then sees who you are and then takes a step forward. As he does, standing slightly behind him is your brother, Patrick, looking as if they haven't aged as well.
And it's not Patrick covered in blood, it's the person in front of him.
Person
right?
in front of him.
Or it's Patrick. Okay.
Person in front of him.
Calculator guy.
Right. Well, you do look like him.
I would hope that I look like myself. You look like yourself.
Do I have any way of telling if it's him? Like, insight check or... She's going to walk right up and stare at him nose to nose, but she's going to have readied... Oh, actually, not even an offensive. She's going to have readied gaseous form in case he makes any false moves so she can just get out of there.
You walk up towards him. Okay, you walk up towards him and give me an insight check.
So good at insight. Oh, but that's an 18. Nice.
He looks like your brother? Like, I don't know how to...
Okay.
He looks like
to the best of her knowledge, it's him.
To the best of your knowledge, it's him. You know that there's one particular voice that gets a little loud upon physical contact with your brother, and so you could, but you know that you're going to hear that particular voice in your head. So I don't know if you would do that.
Well, you do look like him. I don't know whether to hug you or smack you.
I mean, that's really up to you, I suppose. I'd prefer the hug, if we're being, honest and upfront.
She's going to hug him and then smack him on the shoulder.
All right, well,
You hug him. as you hug him and give him a little smack, you can't help but sort of melt into the hug. It's your brother, and you have been through quite a bit together. As you hug him, though, it is one sound and one sound only, and it happens every time you get close to the other guy. It is the sound of one long trumpet blast. One big old trumpet blast, and the longer you hug him, it's followed by a second trumpet blast as you hug this individual.
This is from what's his name, Abacus, but not Abacus.
No, this is from Patrick.
Etiquette.
This is from Patrick.
How long is their hug?
Mary, this is from the guy hanging out with Patrick.
Got it. Okay.
Their hug is a normal sort of sibling hug.
If it's more than like a half second, I'm going into triple team it.
You don't even know the two of them. You're just gonna come. Bring it in.
It's a hug up. It's a hug up.
Yeah, as you go in, there's that move where like Mary kind of steps back and your hands go whoop, comb the hair, like like it's fine.
Or I'll end up single hugging Patrick.
Atticus comes over and sneaks a hug in there, buddy. He takes the Martin hug and snipes it and gives you a little pat on the back. Wipes some blood from his jacket on your clothing.
Atticus.
Not opposed to it. I still got a hug. All that matters.
He gives you a little smack on the butt as he finishes the hug. Goes back to leaning up against the wall.
It's my butt, not yours. Respect the pants.
So what are you doing here?
Well, I was trying to come in, but you've got this whole situation over the door there.
Right.
I was told you had the chalice.
I don't have the chalice, right? Okay. The chalice.
Correct.
What, like a cup?
Correct. Apparently you traded the Weavers for it.
Is this ringing any bells to me?
Nope.
Okay.
Father Patrick, give me an intelligence check.
3.
You're super confused by this. You break away from the group, and you're really confused. You're like, I don't understand. Like, I was supposed to tell. And it takes you a few minutes to hearken back to the conversation, and you realize just how careful the Fey Changeling was being about their words with you. And you kind of have a flashback to that moment of them saying, well, I don't know where the cup is, but I know somebody who does, or who know where the cup is. Not somebody who has it, but I know somebody who could find it. And you realize that this is probably 100% true. Mary could conceivably find this cup, probably better than anybody, but Mary's going to need to do some things in order to find that cup.
Oh, fuck.
This sounds like we're on a quest.
All right. Well, I need your help finding it.
What are you dragging me into?
I'm not dragging you into anything, really.
I got out of this. That's why the wards are up.
Oh, I see that. But
So what are you dragging me into?
it's less dragging you into and more trying to drag myself out of. Really.
By dragging me into it.
There's a lot of dragging happening, but none of it is you into the situation, I hope.
Right, so you're leaving me out of it, so I can go back?
I'm not trying to... Okay. I may or may not have stolen this chalice, and I'm supposed to be in prison, and his father sort of got us out so that we could find it, so that we could stop two groups of people from going to war and destroying the moon, I think is actually how that's going to go down.
Right, so once again, we got two groups going to war,
Mm-hmm.
and you need my help to get in the middle of it.
To stop it, not to get in the middle.
To stop it by getting in the middle of it.
Sort of.
Again.
Sure.
So I haven't seen you for 14 years. And you come back, and we're right back to where we started.
I mean, if I had known you were here, so close, I would have come by sooner. Probably.
While you were in jail?
But I haven't been in jail for 14 years.
How long were
Noah
you in jail?
produces a bag
Alright,
of
look, we
popcorn
spent-
out of his back
We
pocket.
spent almost 300 years together before this 14 years, all right? So just, like, a little slack would be nice.
Were you in jail?
For stealing the chalice?
Oh, yes. Yes?
Yes. That's why I was in jail, yes.
Right. How long?
Oh, I believe 7 years so far.
So far.
Correct. I'm supposed to be there for another 13.
So the first 7 years was just gallivanting.
What it actually was, I wouldn't particularly like to address in front of a bunch of strangers.
Right.
Atticus,
friends here.
Atticus gives a small cough, and nods his head to the front of the alley. Individuals are being drawn over towards the argument, that are just sort of observing and sort of eavesdropping at the front of the alleyway. I don't think they have malicious intent, but more and more individuals are listening in to the talk of the chalice and the cup and things of that sort.
Right. Can you vouch for them? And I'm indicating everybody around you.
Yes, I can.
Well, we were already in the store. It was him that wasn't in the store.
That's not what I asked.
Shutting up.
Fine. So she goes in, and is she able to just drop the word so he can walk in too?
You're going to have to cross the name off the door, the particular name. You grab, you flip a little like knife or dagger in your hand, and basically go up to the wood of the door, and there's something mechanical. It's not very pretty. You just take your knife and immediately, kind of like scrape through until the magics holding that particular name are gone.
Then she does that and looks at him and says, right, but there's room to rewrite.
You're right.
Come on in.
After you all.
Noah
right.
walks back
You
in.
first.
Noah walks in. Zach walks in. Everybody walks into the space.
Does Martin go back in?
Martin.
If Martin doesn't go back in, X is gonna text him.
Martin is paying close attention to the name that was marked off. Give me an intelligence check if you can remember what particular name was just marked off the door. I'll say, I'll make it easy. DC 13 int check.
11.
You can't. It's on the tip of your tongue. You can't quite. Crap. It's Sammy? Slappy?
Swanson.
Swan?
It's on the luggage.
Samsonite. It was Samsonite.
Yeah.
You got it.
I'm going to stay outside. The Avalon thing creeped me out.
Okay. Yeah, you stay outside.
Then X is gonna fire off a text and be like, "Darkness, Allfather," or whatever words that he repeated out loud that she repeated to him.
You're led in. For those of you that are heading inside, Mary takes you into the sanctum of the shop. The shop itself has this sort of comfortable waiting room. There's a simple desk and chair. It's very bare bones. As Mary leads you into the main space, you see what almost appears to be the archetypical giant circular table. that is found in many movies and televisions and representations of somebody that is that has psychic abilities. There's a deck of cards on the table. You see a deck of tarot cards and things of that sort. Comfortable chairs sort of scattered around the room so that an individual could choose the sort of style of chair that they'd like to sit on. Mary, there are enough tables for everyone here. Should you be seeking specific information from your sources, it's going to take opening you up, and depending on who has this thing, it could be good or it could be bad. But it's going to take a little bit of of putting yourself out there.
Okay. So you need a cup.
I need a specific cup. Give me just 1 second here and I'll tell you everything I remember about it, which is going to come from someone whose voice sounds completely different.
Father Patrick details the fact that there are two warring factions that have utilized their collective magical knowledge to create this goblet of peace. The owner of the goblet, once the goblet is there, it is a large functioning form of the sanctuary spell, essentially causing those that would rise to violence towards an individual not to be effective. Like the violence just doesn't happen in the presence of the cup. This was used as a symbolic gesture for the peace treaties between two warring factions. Everyone here has already come to the conclusion that while it may have been designed for that purpose, let's say you were an individual that managed to get a hold of this cup, you would essentially be walking around with this magical totem that prevented anybody from acting violently towards you when they were in your presence. Okay? This type of magic, it runs hard. I'll say this, Mary, if you want to give me a history check to see if you've picked up on this during your travels, you certainly can. But it's going to take.
Yeah, that'd be a nat 1.
Nope. What's a cup? This is like a big bowl. Like it's like too many cups. No, you have no idea. You know that depending on who he's wrapped up in, Uncle Steve, somebody throw a tin of cocktail wieners at the orc. Hey, I love you, pal. Welcome. You know that depending on the situation, you're going to have to open yourself up to the realm, and that all of these individuals are going to be susceptible to it, but they can also help ground you in this space. But they may see whatever stuff they brought in with them revealed to them, and everyone might see that as well. So it depends. Like, people can leave the space, but it's going to be harder to find. But if they stay in the space, you're opening up a wider net. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. All right, I'll look for it. I mean, you can stay. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, sometimes things get dangerous.
I know how this works. It's fine.
Okay.
Can we help in any way?
She kind of irreverently clears the table.
Okay.
Like this stuff that you would think of as very like the cards and the this and the that. And if anybody gives her a look, most of it's junk. We got to do the work now. And I guess she sits back and she closes her eyes and opens herself up to what's out there.
Mary sits down at the table. As if this is a rehearsed motion, the furniture in the room slides slightly back from the table, allowing who else would like to sit at the table to sit down and join. Father Patrick sits down. Noah sits down.
After gingerly checking the chair to make sure it's going to hold his weight.
Okay. It'll hold your weight.
Are there enough seats for everybody?
Yep.
Zach will sit.
Exo sit.
Exo sits. Mary, you start taking some deep breaths in and deep breaths out. You don't know when the transition occurs because you're too busy concentrating on maintaining the balance between the two realms. Martin, outside, all of the sudden, you look over towards the ground where you hear this drip, drip, drip. And as you look over towards a puddle connected to the building, the water is flowing upward. People in the room, small bits of detritus that are scattered around the room, little bits of cards and things of that sort that Mary unceremoniously knocked off the table, begin to just sort of float upward as if they are reaching towards the ceiling. As Mary grips the table, breathing in and breathing out, all of a sudden Mary's eyes open, and in where her eyes once were is a bright, starry expanse. You see infinity in Mary's eyes for a minute. It is otherworldly, it is other, it is the beginnings of the universe, it is the ends of the universe. And Mary's eyes have been completely replaced by this. When that happens, Noah, Zach, Exo, and Father Patrick, you all feel as if a bolt of electricity travels the route of the table, gluing your hands to it wherever they may be. If they were on top of it, if they were gripping the rails, all of a sudden those muscles contract and you feel your fingers pop. With that feeling of them involuntarily sort of squeezing or gripping the table in a forced motion. As that happens, the temperature in the room drops 40 degrees instantly. Everyone can see their breath in the space. Martin, the building starts to shake subtly outside. The door itself just sort of shaking, the building itself shaking, that water flowing upward as small little bits of rock and things of that sort that are in close proximity to the building begin to float upward. As Mary, you open yourself to the other. I need everybody to go ahead and roll me a D20, please. There is no Mary, only Zool.
Oh. Hey. Okay.
Okay. Reading this correctly, Noah, you're at an 8.
Correct.
Zach at a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Father Patrick, you're at a 13.
Correct.
Mary's at an 18.
No. I'm
That's
at a
Martin,
4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
was at an
Martin.
18.
Martin's at an 18.
Just in case, because I didn't know if you needed me to roll it or not. I'm outside.
Oh, is mine not showing up for you?
Mary's at a 4. Are you in the Lost Isle campaign?
I will
Probably
double check
not.
and make sure she is.
That's okay.
I've made refresh her. But
Mary's
yeah,
at a 4.
she rolled a 4.
Exo, what did you get?
It was an 8.
Exo with an 8. Okay. Mary, who do you look at first? Of the people scattered around the table. Where is your focus drawn? Okay.
Patrick.
Patrick, you haven't done this in a long time. You have missed your brother something fierce. For Patrick, heads or tails, Mary?
Heads.
Okay. For Patrick, your eyes dart over, and everyone at the table is privy to this particular vision. Okay. The envision that you see is two beings. I say beings because they are too many details and too many dimensions for the human brain to fathom at this point. But what you see are these two beings that your brain is trying to justify the angles and the areas. You just see that these two beings are made of light. Noah, you get a flashback to before of this thing that you tried to see when you used your divine sense, okay? The two beings are fighting over a scroll. The scroll is carried in a golden, like, sort of container. Looks to be about yay big. Swords are drawn from the beings, and they are fighting one another. The screams that they let loose in this small space are primal. These are the forces of glaciers hitting one another. This is the sound a volcano makes before it explodes. And these two beings are tearing into each other. It is a back and forth where you see that these two beings are evenly matched until one slips. One's foot just shifts slightly to the back, and it's as if they just lost their footing for just a second. The individual grabs forward, seizing the advantage for the creature whose foot slipped, and as it does, that being's entire visage is replaced by Father Patrick. Father Patrick is holding this being made of light by the throat and looking at it and just screaming at it, barely manifesting words. You had every opportunity. You had every chance, and you wasted it. You wasted it. And the being can hardly breathe, can hardly manifest sound from their throat. And he goes, I do this because I love you, and I could not save you. Takes the creature and slams it down as hard as they can into the ground. As it does, that creature is just screaming in pain, clutching at the case that encompasses the scroll, and burst through the earth as it does. Father Patrick, you are given control at this point of this being. As you look down, you are standing over this creature that is beaten and bleeding light at this point. But it is as if you have stepped into the avatar of this vision.
I'm just going to look at it and go, just remember I tried. And I will grab the scroll and walk away.
As Father Patrick grabs the scroll and walks away, the being coughs from the ground and says, I will see you far sooner than you ever realize. And I will come to you in a form that is going to hurt you the most.
Doesn't stop, just
walks. Father Patrick walks forward. Mary, I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
It should show up now because I tested everything. Oh my gosh, seriously? That is another nat one.
Another nat one. Okay. Mary's eyes are trained on Patrick, and the table breaks as a being crawls forth from the floor. Something is breaking through from the other. I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative for me. Including my people that are outside. Okay. 20 to 25. Martin. 20 to 15. Zach.
You're muted, Zach.
That's okay. 15 to 10.
16. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was 16.
Okay. Mary. 15 to 10.
12.
10.
XO. Father Patrick. Followed up by Noah.
With a 2.
Okay, Martin, there is a loud crack from inside this space, and you hear this just growl. Are you staying outside?
I will come in ready to go.
Mary is seated at the table, staring over at Father Patrick. Her eyes have been replaced by a great starry expanse. A being that seems to be made out of darkness that is dripping off of it in every available space has broken the table in the center of the room. Mary, you still have full control over your actions. Father Patrick, you do as well. Everyone has autonomy in this situation. Mary, you know this to be a being from the other. Normally they don't break through to the other side, but
Wednesdays, right?
Wednesdays, right? Martin, this is what you see as you rush into the space. Everybody is within a 10-foot radius of each other. The space is not that big. You come rushing into the room and you see this creature in the space. What are you doing?
I'll use all my movement to get up to him.
Okay, you run up to this creature. It is barely cognizant of the situation. You can barely see like humanoid features on this shadow creature.
I'll just calmly say, "It's time to go. You don't belong here."
Okay. Are you casting it? Is that all you're saying?
That's all I'm doing. I don't know if it's
All
if it's attacking them or not, so I'm trying to.
Yeah. Persuasion check, big guy.
That's what I do best. It's not persuasion. Oh, 14.
It's not bad.
Terrible.
Mary, you see the bigger guy run into the space, and as he goes, he's like, "You don't belong here." His words come out of his mouth, and they are tinged with this sort of light blue light to them, like an aura to the words that seem to travel towards the creature. And it starts to kind of lose shape just a tiny little bit as Martin's like, "You don't belong here." And these words sort of affect the creature in a completely negative way as it loses a little bit of its physical footing on this particular realm. Okay. Everybody else, you don't see this particular facet, but Mary sees this other sort of layer imposed upon it. It is the creature's turn. The creature, while still losing its footing, is still corporeal at this point. Martin, you've made yourself a target. It's going to reach out towards you, bud. That is a 17 to hit.
No.
Okay. It scratches one sort of claw at you, that dark shadow, not quite reaching your skin because of the situation at hand, and it's screaming out in rage because it does not hit. It's going to turn towards Father Patrick and make a claw towards them. Father Patrick, that is a 20 dirty to hit.
Yep.
Okay. Father Patrick, you take... it's not a lot. You take 9 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
12.
12. Father Patrick, you take 1 point of exhaustion.
Nice.
As this darkness scratches you at this point, and all of a sudden you are just feeling drained in this situation as this shadow begins to overtake your being at this point. That is it for the creature's turn. Zach.
He's going to go full instinct mode and throw himself backwards over the chair.
Okay.
And loose as many crossbow bolts as he can.
Yeah. Give me some attack rolls, big guy.
With Dread Ambusher, it allows me to take an additional weapon attack as part of that action. So
are there any limitations? Do you have to move before the creature moves in order to get any of this?
It just says at the start of your first turn of each combat, my speed is increased by 10 feet, and if I take the attack action, I get one additional weapon attack.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me that attack roll.
All right, so that's going to be a total of 4 attacks coming because of my extra attack and attacking with bonus action.
Okay. 20 hits, 14 doesn't, 13 doesn't, but the other 20 does. So 2 of those attacks land.
Cool. And then I get an additional D8 added on to one of those. Dealing a total of 23
points of damage. Okay. Zach, coming in hot, leaning back over the chair. It's an oh crap. You're kind of flowing backwards, and as you do, you are drawing the bow, the crossbow from your person and firing at it. As you all watch this happen, some of the inherent magics in the space are starting to leak out a little bit as the visions are sort of tainting what you see. As Zach fires the crossbow, they are not bolts that go flying out of this, but tiny bolts of lightning that leave the crossbow bolts slamming into the creature with every hit. You can see the crossbow bolts sticking out of the mass of the creature, but as they leave, you almost saw these little bolts of lightning firing at it. That is Zach's turn. The creature's going to use its legendary action at this point to just make a swipe at somebody else in the room. It's going to make a swipe over at, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Exo. Exo, that is a 24 to hit on this one.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, that hits. Exo, you take 11 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Jeez.
I'd like to sentinel that.
You can absolutely sentinel that.
Does that mean because I rolled a 1?
It means that he gets to attack using his reaction on this. It doesn't do anything to mitigate what's going on with your con saves or things of that sort. Exo, you take a point of exhaustion. What that means is skill checks for you are going to be at disadvantage. It doesn't affect you until we get a little bit higher into the levels of exhaustion that you're taking.
I got 1. 8.
So 21 to hit.
21 hits. Give me damage.
5.
Creature takes another 5 points of damage. Father Patrick, you're attacking with a sword?
Yeah.
Okay. The sword slicing into this creature, and it looks like it's got a little bit of extra oomph to it. This particular go as the sword cuts into the creature. That was the legendary action. Mary.
I'm going to use my action to cast Mage Armor to bring my armor class up.
Okay.
And I'm going to use 2 sorcery points so that I can try to cast Chill Touch. She reaches out and a skeletal hand goes towards it. Let's see if it even does anything. It's 20 to hit.
20 hits. That skeletal hand grabs a huge chunk of this thing, wrapping around it. You see even the little areas that you're grabbing of the darkness start to frost over.
It's going to cling to it. It's going to be 8 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then depending on what it is, let me see. I need to clear this so I can see it. It can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Oh, okay.
The hand clings to the target. And if it's considered undead, which I don't know if it is or not, it also has disadvantage on attack rolls against me until the end of my next turn.
Got it. As this skeletal hand comes forward, grabs the center mass of this thing and sort of twist. You see it scream out in pain as the little bits of ice travel up and down the body. Mary, that's your action and bonus action.
That's it.
Yeah, that's great. Exo, what are you doing?
Is going to slam down in front of her wounding ward, which unfortunately anybody who's nearby is going to be needing to give a dex saving throw, but it'll depend on who's within 5 feet of her. So but it's also a pact boon, so if Father Patrick's in there, he's probably but basically, anybody who's in it needs to make a dex saving throw at the start of it, and then at the beginning of each round after that. If anyone comes into it, it's 1d12 force damage.
What is this spell?
It's a wounding ward.
Wounding ward?
Oh, did we say this was the one that wasn't... Never mind. Nope. I think this might have been the one that...
Oh, yeah. Let me look into this. This might have been the one that we were like, ooh, this isn't...
Yeah, we didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. Oh, Okay. In that case, let's do a little bit of... Yeah. Gonna Misty step away then, and just get
that's
the element of pieta dodge here.
that is solid. Exo, you're just like peace out. You Misty step away. I'll say you Misty step behind Martin at this point, like over towards like the waiting room area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. Just gonna get out of dodge.
Cool, demon from the ground. Bye. Like, yeah, as you just as you peace out there for a second. Okay.
That was a bonus action though.
If you got a cantrip,
I've got Eldritch Blast as a cantrip.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast away from a distance. From a distance.
This is for my mom, and just Oh no, I hit it on the stupid computer. It's gonna take forever.
It's okay. It's okay. See if you can hit it on your phone and beat it to the punch.
Let's see. Can I beat it? Can I beat it? Can I do it? It's a 16 to hit.
A 16 just barely hits.
Okay. Oh. It's a 9. It's a
9 points of Eldritch Blast damage. As a big sparkling binary code Eldritch Blast slams into this thing. Oh, it's a good thing you took the 16.
Truly.
As you go from there. Okay, that is Exo's turn. Father Patrick.
Gotta get rid of that spell.
Okay, so Martin is closest to this thing, correct?
Martin is closest to this thing. He's walked up to it and he said something to it, and it seemed to lose a little bit of its form.
Cool. And we all heard what he said, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm going to use my bonus action to point a hand and fire a healing light off at Exo.
Okay.
Who will heal 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take that hand, still glowing with light, put it on Martin, and just say, I'm not sure what you're doing, but you seem to know. And if you can put it back, do so. And I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on him. So he is going to be just sort of encased in that same light.
Yeah. Okay, I'm into this. Yeah, absolutely. The yellow light, the for lack of a better term, the heavenly light that seems to encompass Father Patrick seems to intermingle a little bit with the soft blue that is emanating from Martin, creating this golden blue swirl that seems to encompass him at this point. Father Patrick, you are unaware of any sort of holy light that comes across this sort of calming. Yours is a little more forceful, and Martin's seems to be crisp and clear and blue. But those two magics intermingle and seem to cohabitate rather nicely together in the space. As Martin, you are encompassed with this light. That being said, that is Father Patrick's turn. The creature is going to use its last legendary action to. What is it going to do? He is going to turn to Zach. Zach, I need a charisma saving throw, please.
Now, how far away is Zach since he moved away?
Zach fell backwards in his chair a little bit. Like, he didn't move away. Now, I'm going to say this. The creature begins to cast a spell. If anybody has anything here that they could utilize that with this creature sort of reaching out towards Zach and casting a spell, now is the time to do so.
It definitely is, because that was a nat 1.
Okay. Zach vanishes. As Zach is banished from this plane of existence to a plane probably wherever this creature is from. And basically, the creature brings both of its hands forward and claps them together. As it does, there is a concentration of this dark energy. And Zach, you fight to maintain your grip on this world, but you are no longer in it. As Zach's, wherever that space was, he is no longer here. He is no longer a part of this fight. Zach vanishes from view. That is the last two legendary actions for the creature. And Noah, we go to you, pal.
Noah drags out his maul and, holding it in front of him, casts Shield of Faith on himself.
Okay.
And then goes in swing as his bonus action, and then goes in swinging.
Yeah, absolutely.
And taking 2 heavy swings at this thing.
Yeah, give me an attack.
There's the first swing is a 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
And the second is a 21 to hit.
Both hit. Give me damage.
And am I allowed to do Divine Smite on both of these?
Yeah. You can burn those spell slots all day, every day, baby.
Yeah, we're going to burn them all day, every day. 2 Divine Smites on them.
Let's see how much damage you do.
First. There's 14 on the first.
Okay.
And then 15.
Okay.
So 14 and 15. And then the Divine Smites, it's going to be 4d8.
This is the first one, or both of them together?
That's both of them together.
Okay, so 17.
So it's 14,
25.
15, and 14.
Yeah, I need this for concentration check purposes because the first attack does a certain amount of damage. That sets the DC for the concentration check. It makes the first one, and it makes the second. Maintaining concentration on the banishment at this point. You see it shiver in the space a little bit as it takes the damage. It's looking like it's losing form, but it's still maintaining its presence here, crawling from wherever ether it has escaped from. Noah, that is your action and your bonus action. You doing anything else?
Other than guttural yells, as he does so well.
Free action,
he's
baby.
He's making himself a target.
Trying to get this thing's attention. All right, Martin, we go back to you, bud.
All right. I'm going to try and lean into this heavy, and I'm going to use Thaumaturgy, and I'm going to have loud trumpets playing in the distance, like just a loud trumpet blast playing in the distance.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say, Your time's short. You should leave now before they get here. Last warning.
Okay. Persuasion check at advantage, please.
16?
Martin, you come forward, and as you do, you extend your presence to back up your play here. You go. It's starting. Your time is short. You need to go before they get here. With the sound of trumpets blaring in the space. With the blaring of those trumpets, this creature forms sort of melting and folding in and of itself, looks up towards the ceiling and comes back. And as it does, its face sort of melts into this mockery or facsimile of a smile. And it says, "Man's time is done." And with that, melts back into the floor. And as it does, it connects the table, and the table meshes together, almost as if it's reversing the damage done to the table as it melts back into the floor and gets kind of sucked into the ground. The hold it has on Zach releases as Zach, you pop out of whatever dimension you were in into the table, and the creature goes back into the other that it escaped from.
I immediately turn around and I can't believe that worked!
You did a great job. So, whatever you did.
Martin,
I faked my pants off.
Martin,
that was awesome.
You performed your first exorcism, buddy. You did great.
This pops.
Well played. And
high fives all around.
No, Noah slaps you on the butt because that's what he does, man. It's football, man.
It's like
and he saw how much you enjoyed it last time.
Off the ground, lifts and separates.
Mary, you start to pull back.
Well, at least you fixed my table. I mean, we didn't find the cup. Do you want to go again?
No, I'm good.
Wait, did I mess that up?
No. Yeah, I had nothing to do that. This. And Patrick is just gonna give a sly look over to Mary and just sort of like, it's just like old times.
Right, you can leave for another 14 years.
I mean, if we don't get this cup, I'm not really gonna have a choice.
So we don't know where it's at?
Not yet. Everybody gonna sit back down then?
No, that was fun. Yeah, Noah sits down.
What are the odds of Mary rolling a third nat 1 when it comes to a wisdom save?
Let's do this.
We can certainly try.
Everyone sits down at the table, joined by Martin.
I think Zach walked out.
Zach has. There's a puddle forming around the ground. No, I'm good. I'm gonna go clean up. And he leaves the space.
So would a guidance help?
To find the bathroom? Probably.
No. I mean, for our next attempt.
Wow. Would a guidance help? I don't know. Maybe lift the seat up next time.
Mention my name, you get a good seat. Down in front, no waiting.
You could certainly hope so. You could certainly try if you want to give a guidance to Mary.
I'm also going to look around for any of my friends who are around.
You have a plethora of friends around you. The mother, the maiden, or the crone?
Oh, specifically? Let's go maiden.
The maiden comes over to you and she goes, well, that was unique. But perhaps, dear, it might be a good idea to, instead of concentrating on them, they seem to be putting out quite a bit, to hold an image of the cup in your head. They may be putting too much light out. The maiden walks over in the space. Mary seems to be just sort of looking over and speaking with someone. One of the cards that was scattered to the winds is picked up off of the ground and brought over towards you. And those of you see an image of 3 and cups. An image of like a goblet of sorts, and it is sort of floated in the air for a little bit and placed in front of Mary. Mary, you see her reach over and sort of place the card in front of you.
Right, you got any descriptions of this cup before we try this again?
I sure do. And again, you're going to hear that weird voice come out of my mouth in just a second.
You see before you a golden chalice of sorts that is bejeweled in all sorts of fine jewels and things of that sort. As you look at it, you are taken aback by the majesty of it. This thing is meant to look expensive. It just is. Like, it's covered in jewels and things of that sort. You realize that in order to fuel this thing has been locked and loaded for bear to maintain concentration on a spell far beyond the means of an average, ordinary person. And as this image of the cup floats in your mind, you sort of project that image on the card in front of you and go into the other, darting your eye forward and down. Mary, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Let's try it again.
It's better than the 1 and the 2.
Oh, I get to add a D4?
Does guidance work for saving throws? I believe
it's a saving throw? Oh, I thought it was ability things she was doing. Never mind.
Yeah. Mary, you immediately kind of zoom in, the different voices in the room swirling about the space, until the saddest looking man you've ever seen in your life walks into the space. Noah, Zach, Exo, and Martin, and Father Patrick, because you were sitting at the table, you see this as well. You see this sad sack of a man wearing just a doo-doo brown suit, like a mustard yellow tie, clearly dead, clearly in spirit form, come in and sit at the table. And he goes, hey, are you looking for the chalice?
Do I know him?
You don't.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I saw it right before I got killed. I know where it is.
Right. Okay. Where?
It's with the soul brokers. Some individuals that have made quite a standing for themselves, hooking people up with patrons. It started with one guy. The business grew and grew, and now they're richer than Midas.
Are other people reacting to this? Can they hear it too, or just me?
Yeah, they can hear it. This guy just looks sad and defeated. Like I said, he's wearing this brown suit that looks a little... He's a big guy, but even the suit looks a little too big for him. Like he's just one of those dudes that's perpetually uncomfy, or, in the clothing that he wears. They mentioned the soul brokers. Zach, you've heard of them a couple of times. They definitely don't have an office down here. They're back in the real world because... these guys did it right. They basically set up the rich, wealthy, and connected that are afraid of death and want a little bit of extra power, and hook them up with every available patron at their disposal that they want to in order to get them connected into the even more rich and powerful and magical pipeline. This is the Unbroken Veil equivalent of Wolfram and Hart, if anybody gets that reference correctly. This is corporate America at its worst and finest.
So, can you ask him how long ago he died? Or is that a rude question?
No, I can hear you. I worked for him in a capacity, I guess. I worked for the police department, and basically kind of. They gave me enough money to lead a comfortable life, but I was supposed to help with little things like parking tickets and little things that I could get lost in paperwork. And I messed up. Something slipped through the cracks, and they sent somebody to take care of me. I've seen the cup. It's in the meeting with the CEO. Some guy by the name of Jack. I don't got a last name. He was only ever introduced as Jack. But yeah, if you guys are looking for it, that's where it is.
Thanks, guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, he nods his head and he goes, "Do me a favor, if you don't mind." And he reaches out and takes out like a badge. Even the badge in spectral form has a bit of a mustard stain on it. And he goes, "Would you just let him know that?" I'm not coming in. I don't think they're ever going to find me. But if you could call the guys at the precinct and just let them know.
When did this happen?
He goes, feels like a couple of days ago. And he shows you a badge that it's nowhere around here. It's like New York. But it's got like the NYPD, and it's got just a last name on there. It says Brummel.
Oh.
And he kind of like pushes the badge and just kind of shows everybody as if to say, "Hey, can you take it? Can you tell him I'm not coming back?" or something along those lines. And nods to you. He's like, "Hey, but give him hell, right?"
We got you covered.
Feel free to stick around, Sarah.
Yeah. You introduce him to the maiden, and Sarah kind of comes over. She goes, "Brummel." And he goes, "Yeah, you can call me Mo, though." She's like, "Here, let me introduce you to the living space." And they walk through the wall in the back as Sarah and Mo walk out through there. Mo looking a little happy as he walks through the space.
Does she come out of this on her own, or is this just a?
Yeah. You leave the ether at this point, having received a hey, I seen the cup. It's with the soul brokers.
All right. Well, we have a starting point at the very least. Does anybody know anything about them?
I think they're a metal band. Hold on, let me check. I might be wrong. It might be an emo band.
I'll tell you what, kids. I'm about this. You have all operated in the circles long enough that you would all have some weird points of information. Is it a band?
Legitimately a band.
Is it legitimately a band? The Soul Brokers? Holy smokes!
No joke.
All right.
Soul Brokers.
All right.
Well, that's no way to treat a lady.
That's no way to treat a lady. You're absolutely right. Tell you what, gang. Go ahead, and everybody give me probability dice. The higher, the better here. Everybody's gonna have a little bit of information on the Soul Brokers. The higher numbers are gonna have a little bit more information. But give me them sweet D100s.
73.
Did you seriously know that show, Mike? Like that Morris and Sarah are from No Way to Treat a Lady?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love that.
It's one of those little sad little things that you see like 100 years ago.
I
Oh
played
gosh.
Morris in the musical No Way to Treat a Lady. It was great.
Really?
Yeah. Tracy was Sarah.
I was Sarah, that's why I knew.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It was such a random piece of trivia.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You guys get better and better at being awful. You
my-
leveled up.
This is going to be a little nerding out moment. My mother played my mom in this, like Flo, before Tracy and I got married. So the first real interactions that Indigo had was with my mother playing this overly obsessive mom.
Nice.
It was great. Okay, let's go through the gamut. Mary, what did you get?
That was a 40.
A 40. You have talked to plenty of souls that have passed, and a lot of them claim responsibility for their passing, somewhat related tangentially to the Soul Brokers. The Soul Brokers are indiscriminate, but have enough resources to pull off murders very similar to Morris's over and over and over again. So you are filled with a little pervading sense of dread that this is a big beefy boy that this group that has the cup. Now, Noah, what about you?
99.
A 99?
Yes.
Oof.
From Noah.
How is that gonna work?
I don't know, man. We're gonna come back to that. Zach, what did you get?
12.
A 12. That's better. Yeah, man. And the Soul Brokers are a power source here. You know they don't have an office here, but I'll say that you're somewhat familiar that they have a big office rise in the city proper, because they have an office rise in every big city proper and things of that sort. You kind of remember where it was in sort of the nicer district of the city, but you feel like in a pinch, if you drove around a little bit, you might be able to find it. But that's basically all you know. Martin.
73.
73. Your grandfather has a very short list of individuals that he will not sell to. Top of that list are the Soul Brokers. Because the Soul Brokers were... The thing that your grandpa likes is he's all about free enterprise and free business. But the Soul Brokers wait until somebody is at the bottom of the barrel. They're predatory. And that is something your grandfather cannot abide by, and you happen to agree. A few weeks ago, a guy walked in here, offered to buy some stuff from your grandfather. Your grandfather refused because he recognized them. The guy just kept throwing money at your grandfather. 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, and it was something little that he could easily find, but he just didn't want to go through the hassle of finding it. And your grandfather stuck to his guns. Your grandfather was jumped a few nights after that interaction. He made quick work of those individuals, but your interaction is they're bad news, but they don't like being told no. Okay?
Got it.
XO.
XO rolled a 19 and swears to you that they are a screamo band, not a jazz fusion band. Like
You have the music from the band that is unfortunately named after this particular group, so all of your information pertains to the band, but there is a rumor on some of the fan pages that the band the Soul Brokers rose to fame because of a deal with the actual Soul Brokers. And you found some hidden stuff when it comes to they have a foot in the music industry as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I gotta queue up my Play the Record Backwards app and see if I can find anything juicy.
I'm into this. Father Patrick.
63.
63. Yeah. I would say that the minute you stole that cup, the first person to approach you here in this area was a dude in the sleaziest looking suit that you've ever seen before, that promised to make your life super easy. All you had to do was sell him the cup and then put a hand on your shoulder so hard that it left a bruise. Your passenger didn't like that and immediately sort of blasted this dude backward, who took a great more deal of damage than he should have from the heavenly light of your passenger. So whatever the case may be, there is a demonic tie there that does not like the light that you're packing. Okay?
Gotcha.
Noah with a 99. The nicest boy. I'll tell you what, Noah.
Well, this is what's happened is they actually have a suite at the stadium.
Not only do they have a suite at the stadium, but Noah took a hit. The very first NFL game, Noah takes a hit, and there was worry that Noah had torn his ACL and it was going to be a season ender for him. Okay. Noah's laying in the locker room. Games Tavern, thank you for the raid. Party of 17, welcome. Noah, you were worried that your character had torn your ACL, but instead, this guy came up to you and gave you his business card and said he can get you back in the game. So Noah, immediately during this situation, you reach into your wallet, pull out your wallet. I'm going to say not only do they have a suite, but you have a contact information. You have a business card that could be brought forward to the office that was essentially like, here's the number to call. If you need me, reach out, ask for Ryan, and Ryan is going to be the one to return your call and things of that sort, and we'll get you on the straight and narrow. So Noah, you've got a phone number immediately that you have in your back pocket that connects you to the Soul Brokers, should you all choose to use it.
So as everybody's stammering around saying everything they know, Noah's like, guys, and pulls out his wallet and pulls this card out. We could give Ryan a call.
Is that your other agent?
No, Ryan, he's like the Soul Brokers. I call him like the Soul Brother because I think he was kind of cool, man, when I was talking to him and everything. But yeah, I got his info right here. They've got a suite over at the stadium. They're there every game.
You know they're not good guys, right?
Yeah, they're definitely not good guys.
They fixed my shoulder.
They didn't fix your shoulder. I want that clear. They offered to fix your shoulder, and you're like, no, I'll just let it heal naturally. I don't do steroids. No means, Scruff McGruff, the crime dog, told me not to do drugs, so I'm going to listen to Scruff McGruff and things of that sort. So you did not take him up on his offer, but you do have a contact information should that ever come up.
He seemed nice enough.
She didn't get any indicators from the other things that people have said that Patrick stole this cup, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
He hasn't mentioned this.
Thank you, Captain Valissa. Thank you so much for everybody that's following along and stuff like that. We are so grateful that you're going to support this awesome Dungeons & Dragons community. Welcome to our modern day Dungeons & Dragons game. Mary, what is the exact question you're asking? Like, is he asking...
Okay, so you had mentioned, but I don't know in all of this convoluted stuff that's happened if it has come up that Patrick, that this cup that he's looking for, Patrick's already had his hands on and he stole it. And that's why he went to jail.
Patrick stole the cup and he went to jail.
Have there been any indicators in what's been said? Because it sounds like it really has. I think you were mentioning it to him, but it was. He
was in jail. You know that he's trying to get a cup back. I don't know if it was explicitly like, let me map out for you exactly what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Just ask the question, see what gets said.
I mean, I did say I may or may not have stolen it.
Yeah, allegedly.
Okay.
18 arrests, 0 convictions. Like, you know, like...
Right. So, who's gonna call New York?
Right, we have to call New York.
Excellent.
But I can't do that. So
Do you want me to talk to? Is it Claire? What was Vicky's person's name?
Oh man, I'm gonna go now. I don't want to be associated when she comes back and kills us all.
We're in so much trouble.
I am not here.
Well, I got a new computer, and so all my notes are gone.
Your computer.
That's my excuse. Anyways, Noah recommends you want me to give her a call because like she's like my police buddy, and it might be best coming from her. She probably will know what to say better.
You're probably right, big guy. That's a good idea.
So I'll give.
You give Sabrina a call, and
I'll
Sabrina
give Sabrina
yeah,
a call.
absolutely. You call Sabrina, and Sabrina answers. She goes, "Hey, Noah, what's going on?"
Hey, Sabrina, like we miss you so much.
Oh, I miss you too. I'm so sorry. I'm just wrapped up in this case right now.
I know you are, but I got another case for you, and it kind of like almost a favor and everything.
Yeah.
And if we could, just so we're like looking for this chalice and stuff, and this dead guy just came and told us where it's at, and he's a cop over in New York, and he's dead now. And
Wait, what was his name, Noah?
His name was Blumo. What was his name?
Blumo. Blumo.
Mo
Blumo the cop.
No, Mo Brummel.
Mo Brummel. Morris
Yeah.
Brummel.
Mo Brummel. Can she hear me? It's Mo Brummel.
She was like, I know him.
Hear it?
I
Mo
called.
Brummel.
Yeah.
I called him Blumo. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I will.
Blumo, okay.
I will send a message. No,
But
don't worry
he's
about
dead.
it.
He died. He's like ghosting over here.
I
Totally.
will.
He was a real big help to us. So
Yeah, I'll investigate it. I'll look into it. Hey, all of our
I think
new
he might have been in some shady stuff, but I think he's okay now.
raiders, welcome. She goes, okay, yeah. If you have a lead, Noah, I'd look into it. If you have a connection to this other group, like, do your best and just kind of follow your gut on this one.
We're gonna like I'm gonna be able to spike a cup afterwards or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's not the weirdest
know
thing
if
you've said to me. I'll talk to you soon.
Love you. We miss you so much.
Okay, we're not at the love point yet, but I love you too, big guy. I'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Okay.
Bye. So Sabrina's gonna like take care of Blumo, and I think we're good on that aspect.
Brummel.
She calls him Blumo too.
all right.
So Mary looks pointedly at Patrick and says, "So why exactly do you need this cup?"
So they'll shorten my sentence.
Because I need my dad back.
That's also important. There's a man who's pretending to be me so that I could be here to get it back.
So who needs the
He's
cup?
His
The
dad?
His father.
Is it your father who needs the cup?
My
No.
dad needs the cup because it's like this important thing with the Gith are all getting together, the Yankees and the
The Gith Yankees.
You're gonna want to talk to your dad for some real father-son stuff.
So you don't need the cup. He doesn't need the cup. Who needs the cup? What are you getting the cup for?
He's right. He's telling the truth. His dad needs the cup. They need it.
yeah. So that they get it's like it's so important for them to. It's part of their whole thing of making sure that they don't rip each other's throats out. Because my mom's like a Gith Yuri. I can't remember what they're called, but my dad's one of the Gith Yankees.
So your dad needs the cup for marital harmony.
Well, in the broader sense, maybe, but it's like we got to bring everybody together with the whole.
This is
the
a
whole
lot of
Gith
trouble
nation.
for something that could just be done with maybe a therapist.
No,
No,
it's
because-
two races of Giths, and this cup was going to be the centerpiece of their peace talks.
Accords.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, there you go, buddy. That's it. Good job.
Right, and you had the cup. She looks at Patrick.
Yeah, but like 7 years ago, it disappeared, and it's time for this to happen again.
But you had the cup 7 years ago.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I
He
had it.
did.
Oh, you had it 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And then how'd you get the cup?
He stole it.
Oh, you stole the cup.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's what he keeps
And then
saying, but
You lost the cup.
let's say he's
I actually gave it to the Weavers to keep safe.
Ah.
I thought the cup was keeping the Weavers safe.
Well, they were keeping it safe, but it was also keeping them safe.
and they misunderstood that part and then traded it.
Yes.
Right.
Certainly...
And now his dad needs the cup to get along with his spouse?
No, he
needs... So he is covering for me. He is in the prison cell pretending to be me while I'm here, so that I can get the cup and take it back to him, and then he can take it to the Gith, so that they can stop the war that may or may not happen.
So basically, you get the cup, we stop the war.
Save the cup, save the world.
Yes.
Now you know where it is.
Yeah. Kinda. Jack.
All right.
Jack Ryan? Is it
Jack
Jack
who?
Ryan?
Jack Russell.
It's Jack Russell. Jack Russell Terrier is the name of the individual who has the cup. His name is Jack Russell. Jack Russell, of course, the leader of the Soul Brokers.
Yep, the worst.
So we're clear. We are changing this character's name to Jack. It's no longer
I
Ryan.
thought it was Jack. No, Ryan was my contact.
Right.
Ryan is his
The
contact.
cup's with Jack.
Jack is that
Jack's
guy
got
who
the
has
cup.
the cup.
Dang it.
So,
So you know where the soul brokers are?
Sort of.
well, I know where they
Yeah.
are during each of our home games.
But your card has a number on it that you could probably...
Yeah, I got a phone number. I could call
Oh.
Ryan.
Yeah, but if we call him and
But
say,
you said
hey,
he
we
wasn't
like
a nice
the cup,"
guy.
He's not. They are a terrible company.
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm like, "Well, hey Ryan, you got the cup, dude.
Well,
That's
I'm
not
not
what I'm
saying
gonna
you
like,
would. I'm not saying you would. I'm saying if we call him,
dude.
I
I'm smart enough
maybe
to
that-
say chalice.
yeah, no. I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying that you would say that. I'm not saying that that's in your what you. I mean, it's in your wheelhouse, but that's not what you were gonna say. So what I was saying is that maybe we shouldn't involve Ryan because we could put. If you say Ryan's a nice guy, we could put him in a bad situation where he doesn't know that he's working for the bad guys, and then you tell him, how's he gonna feel about his life? He's gonna have a bad day.
Right, but if the soul brokers do favors for rich people for lots of money, then do you know anybody with lots of money that could ask for the cup?
I don't know anybody with lots of money.
If we don't all look at the guy that I
I
don't
know,
why
I
we played this game.
wouldn't know this about him, but he's obviously
I mean,
the
the rest
sort of
of us.
person that they would absolutely help here.
The other three of us are looking right at you, big guy.
What?
That
I
that
just oh.
what she described is you.
I give Montana a call. Montana, do I have money?
You call up your best friend and business manager, Montana, and he's like, Noah, what's going on, brother? You're asking if you have money?
Yeah, do I have money?
No, I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. You are a pro football player. Yes, you have money. We have advertisement deals with Nike. You have money.
So, like, enough? Could I say that I got money? If somebody says we need to find somebody with a lot of money, is that like me?
Noah, if somebody comes up to you and asks you if you have a lot of money, you say yes.
I feel like his financial advisor would say you should not say that.
Yeah. But here we are.
I mean, are they kidnapping you? Are you getting in a van? What's the situation we're talking about here?
I hear they have candy.
Pause. Yes.
The reason I've withdrawn from the world for the past 14 years.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Normally,
I'm sorry.
normally a financial advisor would say, if they ask you if you have money, you say no. But this financial advisor, played by the dungeon master of a particular game of Dungeons and Dragons, has a responsibility to progress the party and the plot of their story past.
I'm just.
No. You open this can of worms, we'll open the can of worms together. So the DM who plays the financial advisor wants to progress the plot past everybody sitting in a room in a Seinfeld episode discussing what is it about the plot. Let's recap it for everyone while we sit around and talk. What's the deal with the soul brokers? No. The DM doesn't want this. The DM wants to progress, get you out of this room, out of this area, and forward into the story. So he twists and turns the financial advisor, Martin. You want to peek behind the kimono, Big Mike? That's the peek behind the kimono.
I knew where you were, but I got it. It was just hilarious.
So yeah.
Hilarious.
Is there somebody in this room who could work as the liaison or person to this guy to talk to these people, the soul brokers, for him?
Why can't I just call Ryan?
That might be our best option, honestly.
Is there a problem with that?
Noah, what are you planning on saying?
Hey Ryan, you know my shoulder thing?
Yeah, buddy. What about your shoulder?
Well, first I'll tell him who it is because he might not remember.
You know what? That's a fair thing. Let's start there.
Okay.
Hey, hello.
Is this Ryan?
This is Ryan. Who is this?
Hi Ryan. This is Noah the Ark Sorensen.
Noah, buddy.
I
good to
play
hear from you.
football.
How's your shoulder?
I'm the football player.
Oola.
The shoulder. I'm kind of twinging a bit and stuff. Anyways, I was wondering if we could come in and see you. By we, I mean the royal we, of course, because nobody's with me. Though I might bring somebody with me, because my posse. Me and my posse. You're thinking of coming out, and because you said something about my shoulder. So is that good? Does that work?
It sounds great. No, it sounds great.
Excellent.
Just
So
jump
should I
on the
call him
phone
now?
and call your buddy, and I think it'll be just fine.
Do I need to change anything on that?
You don't have to do the royal we part. I think you did great without it. It's
Okay.
no
I
notes.
do
other
got to
than that.
take
Good
a
job.
royal we, but that's a different
Action.
subject. But do. Ring. Ring.
Hey, who's this?
Is this Ryan?
It is. Who am I
Hey,
speaking
Ryan,
to?
No, this is Noah.
Noah.
the
Oh my gosh, one of my favorite football players of all time. How are you,
Yeah.
Noah? How's the shoulder?
You know, the shoulder's been like giving me a little bit of issue
Yeah?
stuff, kind of twinge. And so I was wondering if we could come out there, meaning me and my posse. There might be a couple, I can't get rid of them sometimes, they just like to hang out with me.
Noah, stop talking. I want to make this happen. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is completely unorthodox here, but me and the other guys here at the brokerage firm, here's what I'm going to do. Are you you're still at the same place, right?
Well, not right now, but which same place do you mean?
No, I just meant in a general
when
sense.
we started the call?
Yeah. Tell you what, Noah. Tomorrow morning, all right, 10 a.m. I'm gonna send a couple of town cars to pick up you and your posse. Come on in, come and meet the other guys here at the firm. Get a vibe of the place and things of that sort. I'll have breakfast waiting. You still eat like a pound of bacon at breakfast time, right?
Who doesn't?
Yep, that's a good point.
Okay, learn the word for this. That was rhetorical.
Yeah, you are
right?
such a clever boy. Yes, Noah, that's rhetorical. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to send a couple of town cars. I'll pick up you and your posse. We'll get together tomorrow for breakfast. You can come see the offices here in town and just get a feel for the place. We'll get that shoulder thing worked out, and you and I can talk. All right?
Hey, thanks, Ryan. You're a nice guy.
Hey, man, this was a great phone call. It almost feels rehearsed. That's how good this phone call, I feel like, went.
He thinks it was rehearsed.
Okay, goodbye, Noah. And he hangs up the phone. That is where we are ending tonight's adventure.
Sorry.
For everybody
Noah.
For everybody that tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. And please come hang out with us next week as Noah, Zach, Martin, maybe Mary, Exo, and Father Patrick go and explore the offices of the Soul Brokers. And we'll see what sort of shenanigans. I'm sure it's fine. It's the big bad what could happen with this group going into the offices of Wolfram and Hart, with the amount of cunning and intelligence that everyone has to offer, with Noah being the linchpin, the intellectual linchpin of this plan. I'm sure this is absolutely fine. So
what could possibly go wrong?
We'll see you all next week. I'll be right back. We'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Indigo Connect. We're gonna heart hands our way out for everybody that newly followed. Thank you for getting us to 1450, baby. We love you so much. It's a good number. We'll see you next time as we go raid another channel as Mary scrambles rather quickly to find a channel, because even though I did give a setup that we were going to go out and raid another channel,
I know, but then I got distracted because I was listening, and then I mistyped.
It's okay.
It's
okay.
This.
I do want to remind everyone to please practice your phone calls this week. Find a friend, find a buddy, and rehearse what you're going to say. It helps out so much. We love you so much, Indigo Connect, and we'll see you next time. Love you. Mean it. Thanks for breaking the veil with us. And